Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to bring people from all across the country onto the show so I could talk to them about cool things that you could do in your life at home. If you want to be part of the show, all you got to do is email me at newmexicorising@gmail.com and tell me about you, your events, your business, whatever. You could Zoom call in like most of these people do, or you could come here to the Red Room, or I could come visit you at your location. Just join me at New Mexico Rising and email me at newmexicorising@gmail.com, and I will be happy to put you as part of the show. On today's show, we find out ways to help out our insurance. Is insurance correct? We'll find out from the experts if we're doing our insurance correctly. All right here on New Mexico Rising. The rising costs and insurance complexity are serious national issues that can be challenging for consumers. That's why it's more important to understand the many options for insurance protection. So here to help is one of the nation's leading insurance regulators, Chlora Lindley-Myers. She is the president of the NAIC, the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, an organization formed in 1871 that supports consumers in making informed decisions regarding insurance. Lindley-Myers' duties include leading the Missouri Department of Commerce and Insurance. Welcome to the show, Chlora Lindley-Myers.
Thank you for having me, Dan.
All right, so why is insurance coverage so important?
It is important to protect yourself, your health, your services, and your property. You have an investment in all of those things, and you want to make sure that you protect your investment, and insurance does that. Of course, the rising rates in insurance is due to inflation and, of course, the natural disasters. So protecting yourself, researching and understanding your various options is key to making sure that you are keeping yourself safe and whole.
How can consumers know if they have the right amount of coverage to protect their homes?
Well, you know that by, first of all, communication. You've got to communicate that to your agent, your local agent, or your state insurance department to make sure that you're getting the coverages that you need for your home and your property. You want to make sure that those items are being properly cared for, because that's an investment. So you want to make sure that you do that by talking to your local agent, talking to your state insurance department, or, of course, plugging into the NAIC.org.
So what can consumers do in areas where insurance companies are no longer writing insurance?
Well, if one insured is not writing in a particular marketplace, they still have to honor the coverage that they have that they've written with you for that year. But for the next year, you can pick any other insurance company that is operating there. You want to shop around to make sure that you pick the right insurance company, and they're giving you what you need in order to make sure that you're protected for the perils that you might face. So you want to make sure that you are in partnership not only with your insurance agent and your state insurance department, but also your insurance company.
So how has the end of the COVID emergency affected how we should handle our health insurance?
Well, certainly with the end of the COVID emergency, there have been more than 1 million people that have been displaced or taken off rolls. And so you want to make sure that you get the coverages that you need. You could have moved out of state from the state that you were in when COVID hit. So you want to make sure that you talk to that state insurance department to see what coverages are available for you. You also want to make sure that you are looking at what other options that might be out there. You can go to Healthcare.gov, which is operated by the federal government. You can talk to your local insurance agent or broker. And of course, you can talk to your state insurance department. If there's children that are at issue, there's the Children Health Insurance Program, or CHIP. You're able to get your children covered, under that particular type of policy. But what you want to do is you want to stay informed and make sure that those that are assisting you so that they know and you know that you're receiving the right coverage.
And as a magician, I hate scammers. And there's a lot of them out there right now because of after COVID, but also Medicaid and Medicare scammers calling you up. How can we protect ourselves against the actual scammers and go for the people that actually are providing the real help we need?
What you should do is never, ever give your personal information to people who are calling you on the phone and the like, because that's the way to get scammed. What you want to do is talk to your local state insurance department, certainly your state insurance brokers, and your state insurance department is able to tell you what companies are licensed there for what products and services. You have insurance agents that are licensed, and your insurance department can tell you about that. And of course, you can always go to the NAIC.org in order to find out who are reputable agents that are selling those particular products. But the number one thing, do not give your personal information to anyone.
So if someone calls you, don't give your personal information. If you call them and know who you're calling, that's okay, but let's keep it on the minimal about the information you're giving away anyway.
That is absolutely correct. You want to make sure that you know where that information is going.
Great.
And to whom.
So where can consumers go for insurance-related issues if needed?
If you have an insurance-related issue, go to your local insurance broker or agents, your state insurance department. Again, they know who is licensed to sell what products and services, and so they'll be a great help to you. And then, of course, you can always go to the NAIC.org. The number one thing that you want to do is make sure that you connect with your state insurance department, because we are here to help.
All right, so what other assistance is provided by the state departments of insurance?
Well, you can certainly talk to us about any complaints that you have, if you've been denied benefits by an insurer, we will be there to help you and to assist you with, any of those issues. We will tell you about, complaint procedures and how you can go about getting, things taken care of. Again, go to NAIC.org or your state insurance department.
Chlora, giving assurance for those that need insurance. We love you. That's what that is. Thank you for being on the show with us. One more time, where can we go for more information, my friend?
NAIC.org or your local state insurance department. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have back to school on its way. Are your kids ready? I got experts to help you get back on track for back to school. And this guy might stick you on a raft for sweet, sweet cash. We'll talk about it all right here on New Mexico Rising. It's hard to believe, but back to school season is already upon us. And now it's the perfect time to equip your kids with everything they need to take on the new school year. So here to help alleviate the stress of back to school prep and share ways parents can set their kids up for success at the start of the new school year is Justine Santaniello, who's seen regularly on Access Hollywood Live, The Wendy Williams Show, Inside Edition, and that one awesome show I like, New Mexico Rising. And so many more. Well, welcome to the show, Justine. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, can you share a few tips that can make that back to school prep a little easier?
Sure. I think that prep really is the right word. We've all heard this a million times, I know, but truly implementing, preparing as much as possible, whether that be the night before or on Sunday to prep you for your week, or we still have a few weeks left now, getting prepared now. Everything you could do in advance and involving your children in that so that you work together to make things easier.
So what can parents do to spice up that lunchtime?
Yes, so I think it's really all about making lunch fun and exciting for kids. And the easiest way to do that is with your ingredients, right? So my girls, they love tahini seasonings and sauces, especially the Classico seasoning. This is the #1 chili lime seasoning powder in the US. So super versatile. It really brings out the taste and flavor of your foods. Everything from fruits and veggies to popcorn, dips, guacamole, you name it. You can also use it in recipes like you're seeing here and we have on the table. So if you guys go to tahini.com, not only will they have info there for you, but they'll have great recipes. And for me, that serves as inspiration, and a lot of the work is already done for me.
If I don't learn anything else from this morning, I learned how to say tahine. That's the one thing. I'm now proud of myself being able to see the bottle on the store shelf and now know how to say it. Thanks to you, my friend.
Welcome.
All right. Why is it essential to get appointments like eye exams out of the way before the beginning of the school year?
Sure. I mean, you want to beat that rush, right? I find that the doctor's offices are a little more available right now than they are in the fall. And just as important as physicals are those eye exams. And that's why I love Treehouse Eyes. So they are the leading myopia management provider. So they offer the comprehensive Treehouse vision system to really slow the progression of myopia. Because if untreated, myopia can really hinder a child's academic performance, their overall well-being. But with the right treatment, kids can have improved focus. They perform better in school and at their activities. And they have partnerships with optometrists across 20 different states for really great accessibility to an effective treatment plan. You guys can book an appointment now so that we can all give our children the best possible vision for success. So if you guys go to treehouseeyes.com, you can find a provider, book an appointment, and get ahead of it.
Well, there you go. Where can we go for more information on any of this?
Sure. You guys can head to my site, justhaves.com.
And where can we follow you on social media, my friend?
Yes, you guys can find me, Justine Santaniello. I'm on social. Send me a DM. I'll answer any questions.
Well, there you go. Justine, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Is there anything else we missed? Is there anything else you want to throw in?
No, I think that we did great.
Well, thank you. No, you did great. I'm just hanging out here, and I'm a little guy in a box. That's my job. So there you go.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Well, thanks for hanging out with me this morning, Justine.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You know, midsummer signals the start to back-to-school season. And today we have registered dietitian, nutritionist Mia Sin, who has a few ways to help prioritize health and wellness as we enter the excitement of returning to school. So welcome to the show. Mia, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. Summer's slipping away, but I've partnered with a few brands to help make back-to-school season a healthy and happy one.
All right. You know that experts agree that eating well throughout childhood and adolescence supports proper growth and development. Mia, how do we get started?
So a great place to start is with breakfast. Studies show that kids that start their day with breakfast have improved attention span and memory, which are essential for learning in school. And some great options are banana pancakes with almond butter. You can do apple cinnamon oatmeal with pecans and raisins, or even these fun fruit kebabs paired with a flavored yogurt. You're getting protein and fiber-rich carbohydrates, which will help carry your kiddos until lunchtime.
While discussing diet, many excess calories come to from those horrid snacks like pizza, soda, cookies, candies, and all that other extra good stuff. Is there any way for parents to pack a better for you snack that's tasty and still got that kid approval?
Yes, and you probably have seen these everywhere. They're the Justine's Honey Almond Butter Squeeze Packs. These are perfect for protein-packed snacking anytime and anywhere. They check all the boxes. They're convenient, no refrigeration or utensils. They come in these easy squeezy packs you can add to breakfast, after-school snacks, enjoy straight from the package, packed with 6 grams of plant-based protein, 3 grams of fiber, and high-quality, mindfully sourced ingredients. Plus, they're delicious. You get a slight sweetness from organic honey, and you can find these in most major grocery stores nationwide. You can also visit justins.com to find a store near you.
And as a registered dietitian, nutritionist, you know there are various ways to boost family nutrition and metabolic process to the body. Do you have any other recommendations?
Yes. So building your meals around protein, vegetables, and fiber-rich carbohydrates will help ensure that you and your family are meeting your nutritional needs. Now, parents can also get a leg up on boosting their metabolism this busy back-to-school season by incorporating certain foods and supplements or engaging in resistance exercise. This supplement here is called Metavo. It is the world's first plant-based metabolism management supplement brand, and it contains the proprietary avocado compound called AvoB. Studies suggest it can help activate metabolism naturally and help promote insulin sensitivity, help improve insulin sensitivity, glucose tolerance, energy slumps, even food cravings. And you can learn more at Metavo.com.
And beyond diet, what are other ways to enhance our students' overall well-being, whether in their studies, fitness, or extracurricular activities?
Yes, well, parents can help protect themselves and their kiddos from indoor and outdoor air pollutants using Nasal Guard Airborne Particle Blocker, which is the first and only topical gel that prevents airborne particles from entering the nose. Super simple to use. Simply apply a small amount of gel around the nasal passages, and it acts as a barrier to block virus-sized particles such as pollen, pollution, pet dander, and dust. It's safe, drug-free, non-irritating for the whole family, and it comes in these convenient and portable tubes in unscented and cool menthol. And you can find more at Nasalguard.com.
Well, thank you very much, Mia. Where can we go for more information about all of this stuff?
For more information, you can head to my website, which is nutritionbymia.com.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining this morning. There's a new survey from the Goddard School found parents of children ages 6 and underrated social emotional development as the most crucial factor when choosing a child care provider for school. Parents also prioritize safety and security and academic growth. But social emotional learning is the development of social interaction, understanding and managing emotions, and practicing self-regulation skills. Teachers can help develop these skills with lessons on emotions, encouraging behaviors that promote positive interactions, and practicing interacting with others in social situations. And today we have a couple of guests from Goddard Systems here to help parents best prepare themselves and their children for a brand new school year. Welcome to the show, Chairman and CEO Dennis R. Maple and Chief Academic Officer Dr. Lauren Starnes. How are you guys doing today?
Doing fantastic. It's great to be with you.
All right. What does back to the school look like this year?
I think back to school is the same every year. Parents are anxious. Kids are excited, and our faculty and staff are ready to receive them. It's a time period that's transition. A lot of kids have been out for the summer, though some may have gone to summer camp. But really, it's just this idea of transition. And so communication becomes very, very important. Creating this attitude where kids understand what to expect, what's going to happen in the sequence of events. And I know that that's something that I certainly focused on as a parent, and I know that Dr. Lauren does as well. Dr. Lauren?
Yes, I would agree.
So starting this new school year can always be scary and stressful for parents and children. What guidance do you kind of offer to make that transition as smooth as possible?
So children in particular, rely upon knowing what to expect. Because young children lack a well-defined sense of time, what young children rely upon instead is a set order of events or a routine. So we encourage families to establish a back-to-school routine early, 1 to 2 weeks in advance of the school year beginning. Having the child have a set bedtime, a set wake time, following the same order of events in the morning, waking up, brushing teeth, getting dressed, eating breakfast, even driving to the school and touring the school if possible. The more a child knows what they can expect, the more confident the child will be. And the child will have a greater sense of control, which will help the child emotionally transition. And the smoother the transition is for the child, the smoother the transition will be for the family unit as well.
And regarding childcare and early childhood education, what are parents actually looking for?
Well, as I said, I think parents are looking for the same things that they've always looked for, which is, first and foremost, a safe and healthy environment for their children. They want to know that the people that they're going to have their kids, that are going to have responsibility for their kids, are loving, that they're nurturing, that they're supportive, but they're also looking for some consistency. And this is where I think the focus on social emotional well-being of children and their development, along with the academic focus that we provide at the Goddard School, becomes really, really important. I think you put all of that together and we have happy parents, and we certainly appreciate the opportunity to do that.
So what is social emotional learning and why is it important for children?
So social emotional development is really the foundation of a child's social, intellectual, and moral development. At the youngest ages, it's helping young children learn how to identify emotions in themselves and have the language to express how they're feeling. It's also identifying how others are feeling and responding with empathy. It also includes social interaction skills. How do I interact with different people? How do I practice self-help skills? How do I advocate for myself and ask for help when needed? These skills continue to develop across the lifespan as we have life changes, transition to school, change of job, change of home, introduction of new friend groups. But by creating the strong foundation in the first 5 years of life for young children, we've created a strong trajectory to help them learn to be adaptable in an ever-changing world.
And what are parents of young children most concerned about now as the new school year kind of begins?
I think the biggest concern is, are their kids going to be happy? Can they go to work if they're working parents and be assured that their kids are going to be in a safe, nurturing, warm environment? And so I think all of this combined with the idea that you want faculty to communicate what's happening with their children, but also we want parents to communicate any special needs, any expectations, any particular idiosyncrasies of their children so that we can customize the approach to ensuring that their kids get the best experience possible.
Well, thank you too. Where can we go for more information?
Goddardschool.com is a wonderful resource. It's our website. It provides information on parenting tips, ideas and suggestions about interactions that you can have with your children. And it also gives you a really good view of the kinds of things that happen at the Goddard School on a day in and day out basis. So we would encourage all of our parents, whether they're members of the Goddard community or not, to certainly check out this resource. We think they'll find it to be very helpful.
Well, thank you very much, Dennis and Lauren. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you. It's been our pleasure.
And coming up next, I got this guy who puts strangers on a raft to have them battle it out because of their social ideas and whatnots, and we talk about it right here on New Mexico Rising. Would you sail the seas with 8 other strangers for a chance at that sweet, sweet cash? I would, but there's this guy named Nate that likes to torture people a little bit, and we're going to get into this all about the new series, Survive the Raft, which is contestants are challenged to do just that. It sounds simple, but there's always a catch. To tell us more about the new series on Discovery Channel is Army Green Beret and former NFL player Nate Boyer. Welcome to the show, Nate. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
Doing fabulous. All right, I got to put it this way. I've been watching the show. You torture people.
I don't torture people. Take it easy.
Okay, you don't torture people. You put them on a boat in the middle of the sea among other people that they may or may not get along with because it's all part of a huge social experiment that was done in the past, and you're kind of revisiting it with a modern audience. Can you tell me about this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think the biggest thing to understand is that at the end of the day, we torture ourselves more than anybody else, at least in these experiences, in this situation. These people, first of all, it's based on a social experiment that was conducted 50 years ago. This anthropologist named Santaniello put 10 people on a raft, and they floated from the Canary Islands in Spain to Mexico over 101 days. And these are people with all different backgrounds from different walks of life, race, religion, politics, you name it, couldn't be more different. And they're forced to work together to survive the trip. And we recreated this 50 years ago in the Pearl Islands down in Panama. And these people, very unique, very diverse, very different backgrounds. And they, were sort of handpicked to disagree in a sense, so maybe that's the torture you're speaking of. But when you're forced into those situations, you're thrust into an environment where, you've got to put aside those differences. You've got to sort of approach it with a bit of humility and understand, like, I might not have all the answers here. I got to work together as a team. It's hard. It's challenging, especially when, this is being captured and it's going to be shared with the world. But that's what we did. And, I think the goal for many of us behind the camera was like, we want to see, are these people, what's truly important to them? Are they willing to let go of something that they hold dear? Are they willing to listen to other people that have a different background and a different experience? And then when the going gets tough, and in the military, when the bullets start flying, we say there's no bullets in this one. But are they going to rise above all that stuff? And are they going to be willing to embrace those who are greatly different than us and work together towards that goal? And that's what we get to experience.
And it's all about growth. That's the hope is growth, is so that people get to recognize that there's more thoughts and theories and life beyond their little corner of the world. And I think that's one of the things about the social experiment that I found fascinating, is that there are people that you have expectation for. Like, you see this guy who used to be a former army guy, redneck looking guy, and people immediately dismiss him as like, oh no, he's a racist. But he actually has already worked his way a path of growth long time ago. And when he's on this raft, he's actually sharing his experience of growth with others.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's sort of I think that's sort of the point. I mean, we live in a time where we're often not willing to listen to people with different experiences, and we really struggle with embracing those. And you know, we've got to do better. We just have to, if we're going to survive as a society, honestly. And this is just a microcosm of all of that. And but yeah, you're right. I mean, the sort of the perceptions that I had going into this, and my assumptions about how it would go, and looking at, you know, these people, reading about their backgrounds and thinking like, oh, this person's going to be just fine, and this other person, they're going to really struggle. And then having that challenge within myself as you see their true colors come out, and, you know, and these people sort of open themselves up, become vulnerable. And then, you know, those that are willing to put that stuff aside and move forward, those are the ones that really succeed. And that's what's surprised me, and that's what's very unique about this show. But it's also, you know, it's unique. It's what's unique about our country. And so it was like, it was great to see, and I hope it inspires people, because it definitely inspired me. And man, I thought going into this thing, like I'd have no problem out on that raft. You know, I'd be just fine. You know, I was a big bag Green Beret, you know, and then I figured out a way to make it to the NFL, even though I was a little undersized and overaged. But I don't know. When I look back on the show and I think about what these people had to go through every day and what they had to give up, it's tough. You know, it's definitely challenging. So I take my hat off to them. I'm very proud of the crew out there and how they managed to get through this.
And you gave them $1,500 to go get some provisions at the beginning. How much money did they give you back? That's what I wanted to learn. I wish that you said, and you gave back $1,495 and you only spent $5 out there. How much did they actually give you back that they could have used?
Not much. They used most of it. I can't remember exactly, but they did a pretty good job. Whether they got the right stuff, you know, that remains to be seen. You guys will have to watch and check that out.
All right, well, there you go. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. Check out Survive the Raft. It's Sunday at 9 on Discovery Channel. And well, that means 7 o'clock here in Albuquerque. But there you go. Survive the Raft. Check it out. It's on Discovery Channel. Thanks you for hanging out with me, Nate.
Nah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
And that is it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank everyone for being part of the show. Remember, you could email me at newmexicorising@gmail.com if you want to be part of the show, or just tell me good things or bad things. I don't know. Follow us on social media, because that's where we do giveaways and other fun stuff like movie passes for upcoming screenings and whatnot. And it's all what we do right here on New Mexico Rising. See you next week.